Yes, let the hate consume you. I can see the dark side resonating all over you. Let it do it. Become one with the dark. Yes, it feeds me.
And that's my message to all the haters out there. Hello everyone, Pigamus here again, and today we have something to talk about. Oh yeah, you know what we're talking about today. Lord of the Rings. For some reason, Battle of the Five... No, I'm kidding. Star Wars, The Last Jedi. The 8th installment of... Well, let me just say, a Star Wars biggest movie franchise ever. Maybe you heard of it, maybe you haven't. I don't know. I don't know if you're watching this in some little tiki hut in Uruguay. I don't know why I said that. I have never seen a movie so split. No, not the Split movie. Okay, fans were split on that one, but it was terrible, so we're not talking about that. No, today we're talking about The Last Jedi. Saw it opening night, and my thoughts on it are, I liked it. It was a very good ride. Of course, I'm not going to sit here and say it's a perfect movie. It's definitely not. It does have its mistakes and stuff like that, but overall, I enjoyed it. And then that night, I got home because I wanted to see what other people thought about it. I saw all these tweets on the hashtag The Last Jedi, and you know what? I couldn't believe it. I was like, guys, did we see the same movie here? So last night I went on a binge of just capturing a bunch of hate tweets that I found. So I thought today we could spend some time reacting to the hate tweets and seeing what people are saying. So without further ado, let's get right into the hate speech. There are tweets in here that are spoilery, so what's going to happen is before I pop them up on the screen, I'm going to put a little spoiler warning ahead of time, and also it'll show you the skip time where you can skip to the next tweet that's non-spoilery. It may not make sense, but you'll get used to it once the video's going, so don't worry. You can totally avoid spoilers in this video if you want, but if you don't care, or if you've already seen the movie, then let's get right into it. What? We already have a spoiler warning. What's this first tweet? Luke Skywalker dies. Saved you nerds 2.5 hours of your virgin lives. You're welcome. Try something new. It's ladies' night. Go get laid. Wow. Alright, and this is coming from a UFC fighter, correct? Colby Covington. That's such a 90s mentality to have, the 1990s, where it's like, nerd, you like Star Wars? We're in a new age. This is different. This is the age of the millennials, okay? The word nerd is just so, like, prehistoric to me. Like, people are still calling each other nerds. Like, why? That doesn't make any sense anymore. It just doesn't. Not in today's age. And by the way, I love how you use the hashtag, my haters are all virgins. That's so, wow. As you guys know, I just love a man with ego. Wow, that's just, yeah. I totally don't harbor anything negative to say about them. But I hope you're satisfied with yourself, Colby. I hope that, you really boosted your arrogance just way that much more. And to tell you the truth, I really don't know you. I don't know sports. I don't know the UFC, but I just know that you only matter if you go up against Mayweather. So that's all I have to say. I know Mayweather technically isn't in the UFC at the moment, but he's been talking about rumors. So if he does, Covington, you better go after him, because otherwise, who cares who you are? Just saw The Last Jedi. Wow, that was a lot. Worse than I expected. That kind of hurt, honestly. I really wanted to like it. Some of it was good, but it's so gimmicky and heavy-handed. Wow, Bethany, you, I don't know if you know what you want. I think you're confused is the emotion that you're feeling for the movie. I understand that completely. It's like, the movie, obviously, as I said before, isn't the best, but I think it's good still. I still like it. It's very enjoyable. But for you to say that you're hurt and that you want to like it, but it's just, there's not enough here. Like, I'd prefer if you were to use actual examples for the movies. Like, oh, I didn't like it when they did this, but I did like it when they did this. You know, that would have helped more, but you just being vague about how you're feeling, it's not really helping anybody. Last Jedi was by far the worst Star Wars movie since Phantom Menace. So much of it was going in a circle with no purpose. Then they did so many things, not as a celebration of the past movies, but as a middle finger to them. Fuck this movie. See, I think this is where the problem lies. Chucky over here thinks that this is really putting all the past movies in the garbage, but really it's just going in a new direction is all. Like, people Like, that would have been my problem with the movie. I would not have liked the movie if this was just Empire again, because that's kind of what Force Awakens feel like. That was the biggest problem with me for Episode 7. It just felt too much like a remake of A New Hope. So that's why I was just like, okay, like, and that's fine, because they're just cleansing our palate of the prequels. But I knew that once Episode 8 was coming, I was like, all right, I do not want this to be Empire. I want this to be something new. I want this to be fresh, and it was. That's why I like it. But Chucky over here disagrees. So sorry, pal, but yeah, I mean, some people agree with you. You got 60 likes and 12 retweets, so good on you. Good on you, dude. Last Jedi was truly awful. I don't believe for a moment the director was a fan. No fan would have made that movie. When Mark Hamill was voicing his concerns with the Luke story, you should have listened. Very sad. Well, first I think you meant listened there, buddy. They don't think that the director was a fan of the IP at all, which I disagree, because the space battles were great, the lightsaber fights were great. It really just captured the heart of what Star Wars is meant to be. But for some reason this person doesn't like it. Again, he doesn't go too much. He does mention that Mark Hamill did voice concerns about Luke's story arc, which is interesting. I did not know that. I don't know, I feel the way they handled Luke I like the way they handled Luke. I think that it was right for the character, and I'm sure I'm going to get into it more with the more tweets that we read, so why don't we keep going? Last Jedi is trash, and the ADHD sycophants and their love for lame, perpetual grating humor need to accept that reality. Well, Derek, you use a lot of words there, my friend. A lot of big words to make yourself look smart, but that just doesn't seem like a coherent sentence to me. Because you call people sycophants for liking the movies, and for those who don't know, a sycophant is an ass kisser, a yes man, you know, just very much sheep mentality. And then you'll say they have ADHD for some reason. I'm assuming it's because of all the quick takes that they do in the movie, like for fight scenes they go to this take and then to this take and to this take, which is normal for a fight scene in a movie, but okay, whatever. And also you said that their sense of humor is lame, perpetual, and grating. You just seem to be pulling words out of a hat here and saying, oh, this will work for my tweet review of Last Jedi. It's sad to say, but since J.J. Abrams took over Star Wars, became a comedy. What a joke. I noticed that you're a verified Twitter account, so I don't know if you have an ironic sense of humor, but let's just say that you don't. You mean to tell me that there was never a joke in a Star Wars movie before Force Awakens? You mean to tell me Han Solo was in no way comedic? He was no way charismatic. No. There was never any funny jokes. It's not only him, and like R2-D2, yeah, he's like, ooh, super gritty and dark, like in the original trilogy. No, yeah, it was never funny. There was never any comedy in a Star Wars movie before this. And also, J.J. Abrams didn't do this movie. It was Rian Johnson. He did Force Awakens and he's gonna do Episode 9, but he didn't do this one. He didn't do the middle part of this trilogy. Anyone defending Last Jedi, I have 3 things for you. Leia flying like Peter Pan, casino patrons, and spearfishing Luke. 3 of the most ridiculous scenes ever. Worse than the Gungan homeworld. Worse than an Ewok party. I will admit, flying like Peter Pan, or so as this person so kingly described, yeah, that was a weird one. Because, you know, I think we all assumed at that point, it was like, oh, this is where they kill Leia, because as we all know, Carrie Fisher legitimately died in real life, unexpectedly. Then she ended up, like, moving her hands a bit, and then, like, the Force pulled her into it. Like, yeah, that was a weird choice, because, of course, I don't think we've ever seen a character do that before. But, the other things, like, the casino patrons, like, the casino scenes were, like, off. Like, they probably were the weakest parts of the movie, but, you specifically name the patrons. What's wrong with the patrons? Is it how they look? Because, like, newsflash, it's always been a thing to go into some, whether it be a bar or, like, just a foreign place, and, like, all these creatures and people, like, that's nothing new. Like, the patrons didn't really bother me at all. It was different stuff like saving the horses and stuff like that, sure. And then spearfishing Luke, that was 2 seconds of the movie, of a 2.5-hour movie. Worse than an Ewok party in Gungan homeworld. Okay, that's heading below the belt, dude. I was really hoping that Snoke was actually Darth Plagueis, but I guess the backstory of Rose was apparently more important. Snoke doesn't need to be Plagueis, alright? He doesn't need to be connected in the Star Wars world. He can be someone new. I think where the movie falls flat is like he kind of dies, but we still like really knew nothing about him. We knew that he was the supreme leader of the First Order. We know he's the ultimate bad guy, the one, you know, Kylo Ren kind of got his influence in and made Kylo bad. But like, my problem was that we really didn't know who he was, and also his outfit. Like, I did not like his yellow outfit. I didn't know what was going on with that. But I don't really care if he's Darth Plagueis, because he can be his own dude. It's just like, as long as you describe who he is in his backstory. Well, clearly, and with Rose, like, she's clearly supposed to be an important character. Like, she was throughout the whole thing with Finn's subplot, and I'm assuming that she's going to be in the next movie as well, helping however she can. I think this person's complaints will not go as far, because it's hard to tell right now why they made the choices they did in this movie until we see episode 9. That's the thing with making a trilogy. You can't really judge the movies that are in the trilogy until you watch the entire trilogy. So it's like, alright, you can understand the full story. And that's where kind of movies like these fall flat. Like, kind of like, I've never seen Lord of the Rings, but I'm assuming it's the same way, where it's like, okay, you can like Fellowship of the Ring, sort of, but like there's still unanswered questions that you need to see Two Towers and Return of the King for. So I'm assuming it's something like that. Because in episode 9, we can learn more about Snoke. I don't know if he'll come back in some sort of ways, shape or fashion. He might. And obviously Rose's character arc is still not complete. We still have to see what she does in episode 9. So again, this person's... I can understand why they're upset, but like, let's just wait till the whole trilogy plays out. Because obviously, depending on how episode 9 ends, we can have our full opinions on everything. So fans hated The Force Awakens because it was A New Hope 2.0 and played it safe, but those same people blast Last Jedi for being different and taking risks. What do you really want? The hypocrisy from hardcore fans is ridiculous. Last Jedi was epic. Oh, wait a second, that's actually a tweet I agree with. That's actually a good one. How did that get in there? You can actually see that I actually also liked that tweet with the... Yeah, I did like the tweet, because I wholeheartedly agree with that. Completely. Alright. Next one. Confirmed. Finn is the new Jar Jar Binks. Bad acting, useless character, and responsible for the bad things that happen to the good guys. I only gave him the Trump voice just because the mouth in the profile picture kind of looks like Trump's, and I'm gonna assume it is just because that's how Trump shapes his mouth when he's about to talk. But other than that, no, that's not confirmed at all. Like, even this, I also did the Trump voice because it also just sounds like a Trump tweet, if I'm being completely honest with you. He's acting like Finn is the only thing who did mistakes in the movie. That's clearly not true. Poe made mistakes. Rey made mistakes, Luke made mistakes, like no one is like, and even like the captain lady who took over when Leia was hospitalized, like she made mistakes as well, and it's just like he's acting like Finn is the only one who made mistakes and like is the only reason bad things happen to the good guys. That's very not true. Pretty much every character made a mistake in some way or fashion in this movie. Sir, to you, Meta's cover, wrong. The way Luke treated his lightsaber at the start of The Last Jedi is exactly what Rian Johnson did when entrusted with the Star Wars legacy. Fighting words there, buddy. I disagree with you just because of what the movie wanted to go with, because I don't know, I can see why people are upset with the direction it went in, but I actually like the direction. It's new, it's fresh, it's something that we haven't really seen in Star Wars, alright? That's people just want the same movies over and over again. You just want Empire and Empire and Empire all over and over and over again. Like, that's just gonna fall flat, like, so much. Like, that's what it would happen if this was just Empire, and I'm glad that it's not. I'm glad it's The Last Jedi. I'm glad this movie will be able to stand on its own 2 feet, and I honestly think people will change their minds in the long run. Like, 20 years from now, thinking back on Last Jedi, I think people are gonna change their minds on it. I honestly do. Not just because I'm an arrogant asshole, even though I am. Feeling sorry for Hamill himself, he did a great job, honestly. Very dynamic acting, but a horrible plot/script. Gone Forever is the most beloved protagonist in film history. Luke, the deadbeat crybaby runaway, not the Luke I grew up adoring. Really? 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 Phil, you seem like a nice guy, you honestly do, but really, he's not a crybaby? You don't remember in New Hope when he was like to his uncle, "Oh, I have to get the power converter. Power converter." And a runaway? Really? He never ran away? Are you kidding me? He didn't run away from his uncle and aunt to go save the galaxy. He didn't run away from Darth Vader when he told him that he was his father. Really? He did none of those. He chickened out and just dropped to his death, but lived, obviously. And also, the thing about the most beloved protagonist in film history gone. Yeah, what did you think was gonna happen? Of course, like, when they were gonna bring back Star Wars and, like, they were planning on bringing back the old characters like Han, Leia, Luke, like, obviously they were gonna kill him off, like, of course. And most beloved protagonist in film history, a complete stretch, honestly. So Phil, when you're saying that this completely was not the Luke from the original, I'd go watch back that old original trilogy if I were you, because I think Last Jedi would make a lot more sense once you do.
Phil, you make me angry, Phil!
Rian Johnson pitching story. Johnson. Then Rey will lift all the rocks away. Disney. But she's had no training. Johnson. She's super good at the Force. Disney. Anakin was too, but he had like 9 years of training. Wait, have you seen Star Wars? Johnson. You threw in some couple cheap shots there, sci-fi reports, and plus, you're making it sound like it was Ryan's idea for her to be super good at the Force when that was already established in A Force Awakens by J.J. Abrams. So if you're gonna blame anyone for that, blame Abrams, I guess. I mean, that was the point though. Like, in this new trilogy, like, it's obvious, like, over the past, like, several years, the Force has gone stronger and stronger by the minute, and I understand that because, like, the old Jedis in the prequels, it took them, like, forever to, like, really get the Force with them, but then Anakin was able to pick it up pretty quickly, and then Luke was able to pick it up pretty quicker than that, and then, so it's not surprised that Rey is able to pick it up quicker than Luke could. Your argument here is flawed, my friend, I'm gonna have to say. Like, a lot of these tweets, I'm seeing them blame Rian Johnson, but honestly, you're really not blaming Disney here? Like, you really think Disney had nothing to do with maybe some of the problems that happened in the movie? Like, the casino scenes, I could see them trying to shoehorn that in so they could do some world building. But, I mean, to be fair, it could be Rian Johnson too. Like, we don't know how far and deep, like, whose ideas was who. But obviously, this was such a collaborative effort, this movie. Like, Disney is very, like, in it. Like, also, like, just with the Marvel movies, they're always like, yeah, it's like, but you need to put this stuff in here. Like, Disney's always like, build this up, hint at that, like, foreshadow this. George, you're off the hook. You are no longer responsible for the worst Star Wars movie. That was hard to watch. Okay, alright. No, that's not okay. Because, here's the thing. I don't think you remember, but remember in the prequels when we were like, oh yes, we have to, look at the taxes and, like, get very political in this movie because that's what people care about. That's what people want to see in a Star Wars movie. Yeah. No. George Lucas, that was George Lucas's idea, alright? So don't fucking start with that shit because what Rian Johnson did, that was a great movie. Last Jedi was good, okay? And don't you dare say that George Lucas didn't make the worst Star Wars movies because he did. I'm getting pretty peeved right now. I might need to take a smoke break. FYI, I don't actually smoke. I've been a passionate Star Wars fan for nearly 40 years, and I've never disliked a Star Wars movie so much while watching it. Never have I not wanted to see a Star Wars movie again. Never have I not wanted to see the next movie. Until now. Oh, so you like the prequels then, I guess, because when Star Wars was gone for like 15, 20 years during the break between the originals and the prequels, and then finally Phantom Menace came out, you were just like, yeah, all the way through. Yeah, taxes. Yeah, Jar Jar Binks. Yeah. Glad you went into details too. I love when these tweets do that. Like this guy, like Michael, you just did some theatrics right there. You just wanted to be dramatic. I've been a passionate Star Wars fan for nearly 40 years, and I've never disliked a Star Wars movie so much while watching it. Ah. Like, Jesus, Shakespeare, relax. Luke Skywalker dies. Saved you nerds 2 hours and 33 minutes of your virgin lives. You're welcome. Wait a second. Didn't we just talk about this tweet? No, wait a second, that's right. The wannabe UFC fighter. No, he made that tweet and then you're just stealing the joke. Wow, I didn't... Whoa, dude, is that Matthew Santoro, the plagiarist? Star Wars The Last Jedi was awful. Alright, good. This person listed some examples, so I'm tired of all these people who don't go into detail and just say something vague. So let's get into why they didn't like the movie. Bad jokes, Poe calling General Hux. Well, comedy's subjective. I mean, it's okay if you didn't like that bit in the movie, but I can say from experience, like, I was laughing at it, other people in my theater were laughing at it. Shirtless scene was just bad. You didn't describe why it was bad, it was just bad. Like, yeah, ooh, you know, maybe this person is vague too. Milking scene was weird. Well, the milking scene was 2 seconds, and it was just Luke grabbing a drink, because, I mean, what did you think? Like, this is just like the fishing thing, like, he has to eat, he has to drink, like, sorry if it weirded you out that he sucked the milk out of an animal's teat. Luke looks drunk. He's been living on an island for like several years at this point, so he's secluded. Like, are you gonna say Obi-Wan Kenobi looked drunk in A New Hope? Like, no. Rey and Solo's space texting was stupid. Wow, I must have missed that space texting. Yeah, that would have been really stupid, except no, that didn't fucking happen. They were talking. They weren't space texting. You're making it sound like they both had phones and they were just like texting each other like boop boop boop. But that didn't happen. No one was typing anything. There are no phones in space. Leia can spacewalk. I mean, it's more like Supermaning, but alright, yeah, whatever. The Emperor was just a waste. I mean, maybe in this movie, but you know, can't really tell until, as I mentioned earlier, like, the whole trilogy is complete, so we'll see how much Snoke plays in a role in Episode 9, if any. But yeah, the majority of that was just not really. I don't even want to use the word criticisms, because it's not, that, I think it's too strong of a word for this, but more like comments. Like, this person just made comments about the movie. I want to end this video with one last tweet, and this tweet I agree with the most. Last Jedi quick review. First 45 minutes is very strange. Takes some time getting set up and making weird choices. Last hour and a half is the best fucking Star Wars in 35 years. And to that I relate to the most, because yeah, it was weird getting like all the different subplots and stuff like that, but once you get into Acts 3, 4, and 5, like, they were good. Like, I honestly really enjoyed myself watching those. Like, I didn't have a problem during like the second half of the movie. And that's what I think people are not acknowledging. Like, all these hate tweets that people are like, oh, it's worse than Phantom Menace, it's the worst Star Wars movie ever. Like, it's like, really? You didn't enjoy the space battle? You didn't enjoy the lightsaber stuff? You didn't enjoy like that dynamic between Rey and Luke? You didn't like any of that? Because I don't know, they just want to hate. Haters gonna hate, you know. But then again, everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'm not gonna sit here and say you're wrong. I mean, I will say, I have said it several times in this video, but I do it comedically. I do it for the video, to entertain people, because I know some people are going to be like, wow, this guy's an asshole. No one can have a different opinion. You can. Just don't be vague about it. Don't go on Twitter and be like, it's so vague. Like, you know, just be articulate, be intelligent about what you say and put online. Or otherwise, some asshole on the internet is gonna put it in a video. But yeah, that's it. Bottom line, I enjoy the movie. A lot of people didn't, but a lot of people did at the same time. So, again, I am curious to see how we will look back on The Last Jedi 20 years from now, and it's like, huh, that was actually a pretty good Star Wars movie. I'm hoping that's what everyone is gonna think, but you know, who knows? Maybe I might end up being wrong. Like, I'm not a perfect human being. I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong. Okay? Alright? Okay? But I don't think a lot of people in these tweets can admit when they're wrong, so. But anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys in 2018 with a bunch more new videos planned. I already got a bunch of ideas and stuff, like for vlogs and stuff like that, so it's gonna be good. I'm very excited for next year. So that is a goodbye, and may the Force be with you.
I used to walk these roads with you. Can't remember the last time I went without you.